Hello my dear children, welcome back to English class. Today we are going to see chapter number 4 from your snapshots book. The name of the chapter is Albert Einstein at School, written by Patrick Pringle. So by the name you can understand that this lesson is about Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein, you know very well, he was a scientist. So this lesson is a biography, children, written by Patrick Pringle. So Patrick Pringle was a biographer, a very well-known biographer, and he has written this about Albert Einstein. Okay, so biography means what? When we write about others, okay, mattavangaloda life base panni நம்ம piece of writing if we do, that piece of writing is called biography. And when we write about ourselves, okay, when we write something about our own life, that is called autobiography. Okay, so this lesson is a biography, and this is a small excerpt from Patrick Pringle's book. So this piece of writing is about Albert Einstein's school. Okay, what happened in his school, and some incidents, some encounters with his teachers and neighbors. So school padikumbodhu Albert Einstein eppadi irundaarungiradhu this piece of writing will tell us. So let's start, children. But before we start, let's read something about the author. So the author's name is Patrick Pringle. He was born in the year 1935 in New York, and he studied in Cornell University, and he graduated in wildlife conservation, and he is the best writer of information. He has got this award. Okay, so this is something about Patrick Pringle, the biographer, the author of this chapter. So now let's see a small glimpse of the chapter. So yes, children, as I already told you that this chapter is a small extract taken from the book The Young Einstein. Okay, and this is actually a biography which is written by Patrick Pringle. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to see the struggling days of Einstein in his school, and how he was as a student. Okay, and a small few incidents with his teachers and neighborhood. Okay, and about his friend and about his cousin also we are going to see. So these are the characters in this chapter: little Albert, Albert Einstein, then Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown is his history teacher in this lesson, and Yuri, who is the best friend of Albert Einstein in this chapter, then Elsa, who is a cousin, and Dr. Ernest Whale, he is a doctor in this lesson. We are going to see what is his role here. Then Mr. Coach, his maths teacher, and one head teacher. Okay, so these are the main characters in this story, children. Now let's start the story. So before we start, let me tell you some of the places which are mentioned in this chapter. So the first one is Waterloo. Waterloo is mentioned here, children, in the beginning of the chapter. I'll tell you where it is used. And then Munich. Munich is a place in Germany. Then Berlin. Berlin is also a place in Germany. It is the capital of Germany. Then we have Milan. Milan is in Italy. Okay, so all these places are in Europe. Okay, children, it is all European places. So these are the places mentioned in the story. So let's start now. So if someone asks us which are the best days of your life, so the prompt answer would be our childhood. Yes, children, so childhood are the golden days of any person's life, especially the schooling. Yeah, we love to go to school because we have a lot of friends there, and we learn something new every day. So learning is a joy. Okay, it is a joyous thing. So coming to school and learning new things and gaining a lot of knowledge and knowing what you don't know. So everything is a joy, it is happiness, it is so delightful. But this is not true in all the students' cases. Some children, they find schooling very difficult. Okay, the phase of schooling is very difficult for some students. There could be so many reasons, some children are very academically they are weak, and they sometimes they don't know how to cope up with their weakness, and some children even they don't know what is their problem, okay, why they don't like to come to school. Some children they might be very good at studies, but they might not have many friends at school. So there are so many reasons why a child hates going to school. So Albert Einstein was such a child. Can you believe this, children? He was such a child who was, not very much willing to go to school. And in this chapter, we are going to see why he did not like to go to school, and according to him, what was education. He had a different definition for education, children. So generally, education solumbodhu, what we think. We think about learning our lessons, getting good marks, performing very good, excellently well in our examinations, and getting coming out with flying colors. இதுதான் நம்மளுக்கு தெரிஞ்ச education, right? But Albert Einstein, he had a complete different idea, a different definition about education. So let's see why he disliked going to school, and how did he cope up with that? What did he do to come out of the school? So the chapter begins with a small incident between Albert Einstein and his history teacher, Mr. Brown. So one day, Mr. Brown, his history teacher, asked Einstein, can you tell me in what year did the Prussians defeat the French at Waterloo? So this was a question asked by Mr. Brown. What did he ask? He asked, in what year did Prussians defeat the French at Waterloo? Okay, so for this, Einstein, he said, I don't know, sir. So the teacher got angry, okay, and he asked, why don't you know? Because he was the history teacher, okay, he expected his students to give answers, but Einstein, he could not remember. And as usual, Einstein, he never remembered the dates and the year and everything, and that is why he was very poor at in history also. Okay, so Albert, he justified himself. He said that he found it pointless to remember the dates and the year, because one can easily look them up in books whenever it is needed. Okay, so if I want to know when the war was held, I can go and refer my books. Okay, so there is no point in memorizing those years and those dates. And this answer made Mr. Brown very angry, and he sarcastically asked Einstein to tell his theory of education. He asked him to explain his own theory of education. Okay, so for this, Einstein, he was very, he was prepared to give the answer, and he explained that it was useless to acquire knowledge on dates of battles and number of men that were compromised, that who died. So according to him, what was very important? It was very important to read and analyze the reasons that were responsible for the battle between the two armies. So Mr. Brown, he got extremely angry, and he interrupted Albert's speech, and he also punished him to stay for extra classes. So that afternoon, Albert, he was very unhappy, and he was very sad when he left the school. But this was not a new thing, okay, because every day he used to get scoldings from his teachers, and every day he used to go to his house very unhappy only. And the saddest part was coming back to the school the next morning. So his only wish was that his father would take him to Italy, to Milan, where his family was living, where his parents were living. So he always wanted his father to come and to take him along with him to Milan, to Italy. But his father would not allow, because he wanted him to stay there till he completed his diploma. So diploma is a certificate education. It is a small course education. When you complete that, you will get a certificate, okay, that is called diploma certificate. It is a course of study. So Albert Einstein's parents, they were living in Milan in Italy, and he was staying in a place called Munich. Now already first slide lo una kaamichirken. Munich is a place, it is in Europe only. So he was staying in Munich for his diploma course, and after that course completed, he was about to go to his parents, okay. So இதான் situation. இப்போ மியூனிக்ல இருக்கிற வீடு எப்படி இருக்கு? It was very very small, okay. The room was very small. The neighborhood was very poor, okay. The condition of the neighborhood was very poor because he was living in a place something like a slum, okay. So it was full of poverty and bad food, and it was very dirty and lack of comfort he faced, okay. So இதெல்லாம் வந்து இருந்துச்சு. But he faced all these things. The only thing which he was not able to tolerate was his landlady. Landlady means what? The owner of the house, okay. She was also living in the same place. So in the same house actually they were living, and a small room was given to Albert Einstein to stay, okay. So this landlady's family was a violent one, okay, where she used to hit her kids every now and then, while her husband bet her every Saturday after he came back home drunk. ஸோ குடிச்சதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த ஹஸ்பண்ட் வந்து ஒய்ஃபை போட்டு அடிக்கிறது, ப்ளஸ் ஒய்ஃப் வந்து அந்த குழந்தைங்களை போட்டு அடிக்கிறது. த ஹோல் ஃபேமிலி வாஸ் ஸோ வைலண்ட், ஓகே. ஆல்வேஸ் அடிதடி சண்டை அப்படி தான் இருக்கும் அந்த வீட்டில். ஸோ ஹீ வாஸ் நாட் ஏபிள் டு டாலரேட் ஆல் தீஸ் திங்ஸ். The only thing which he liked in Munich was his best friend Yuri, okay. And Yuri was not his neighbor. He was living in some other area, and that area was also like this, but a little somewhat better than this area, because some civilized people were living there who were not violent like this landlady, okay. One more character which Albert likes is his cousin. Her name is Elsa. So Elsa, generally she lived in Berlin, where her family business was there, but often she used to come to Munich to visit Einstein, okay, to see him. So once she came to meet Einstein in Munich. From Berlin she came, and there they discussed so many things about education, and she also shared her own ideas. She said that there's nothing wrong in memorizing things. Everybody can memorize the facts. Even a parrot can memorize the fact, but she wanted Einstein to at least try, okay. So if he also tried, he also will be able to memorize the facts, and then there will be no problem in his studies. So apart from reading science books, he was very much interested in music, especially violin. So he used to play violin regularly until his landlady asked him to stop, because as we already know that landlady was very aggressive in nature, always very violent. So she always used to stop Albert from playing violin because it was so noisy, according to her, apart from her children's howling, okay. So even the kids, her children also used to shout, and simultaneously this Albert also used to play the violin. So she got very much annoyed, and she used to ask him to stop playing the violin. So Albert was quite upset because of all these things, the things which were happening inside the house and the things which were happening inside the school. Okay, so he was very upset and unhappy, and he expressed this feeling to his best friend Yuri, the only person whom he liked in Munich. Okay, so he expressed his feeling that he wanted to leave that place and he wanted to go and settle with his parents in Milan, which was in Italy. So he wanted to know from Yuri if he knew any doctor who could give him a certificate that he had a nervous breakdown and that it is very bad for him to go to school. So he wanted a certificate from a doctor stating that it was very bad for him to go to school because he had a nervous breakdown. But nervous breakdown is a mental illness, okay, which could give you a lot of severe depression or stress. Okay, that state of mind is called a nervous breakdown. So he wanted a certificate from a doctor, and he asked for help from Yuri, his friend. So Yuri replied that he knew plenty of them who were his friends, and also they were doctors. So he found one doctor, and he was a new doctor, okay, because very recently he completed his education, and probably Albert Einstein could be his first patient. Okay, so he was very fresh and new doctor. So he also told him that he got appointment for Albert Einstein the next evening. Okay, and he gave him the address also on a piece of paper, and he asked Albert Einstein to go and meet the doctor. So who was the doctor? The doctor was Dr. Ernest Weil. So that day Albert Einstein he spent that day wondering what to tell the doctor. Okay, when the time arrived for his appointment, he had worried over it so much that he really was quite nervous. So actually he did not have any nervous breakdown. He just wanted a certificate from the doctor, but he started worrying about what to tell the doctor, and he actually got the nervous breakdown. Okay, nevertheless, the next day as the appointment was fixed, so Albert went to the doctor, Dr. Ernest Weil, and there the doctor, he gave a friendly smile, and he told that don't worry, Yuri had already given me a history of the case. So this Albert, he started worrying because he was actually feeling very nervous, and he didn't want the doctor to think that he was just acting. Okay, so finally the doctor, he gave him the certificate. He asked him that after getting the certificate what would he do, and Albert, he told that he had the idea to go to Italy and to stay with his parents, and somewhere in Italy he would continue his college. Okay, he would join some college, and there he would start his higher studies. And his diploma course, he said that he would get a certificate from his maths teacher, because his maths teacher was very kind to him, and he was very sure that definitely the maths teacher would help him. Okay, the maths teacher's name is Mr. Koch. Okay, so he was very sure that Mr. Koch would definitely help him, because he was, the only subject which he liked in the school was maths. Okay, and he was confident that the maths teacher would definitely help him in getting the certificate, and using that certificate he would go to Milan, Italy, and he would join some Italian college or institute. Okay, so this was his plan, and he told his plan to the doctor also, and the doctor immediately he gave him the certificate for 6 months. Okay, so he gave a certificate that it was bad for him, that he was suffering from a nervous breakdown, and it was bad for him to go to school for nearly 6 months. Okay, so Albert, he was quite happy, and he thanked the doctor, Dr. Weil, and he said that this is very kind of you, doctor, and happily he left the place. Okay, so he asked about the fees, and the doctor, he said that I don't want any fees, but if you have money, you can take Yuri for a meal, okay, for a dinner, because he was his friend, and of course he was the friend of Albert Einstein also. So he asked him to take Yuri for a dinner. So he went to Yuri and he showed his certificate, and he was extremely happy because 6 months was a good period, okay. So he was ready to stay away from that school, and he would go to his parents in Milan. So he was very happy. So Yuri, he advised him to go to school to meet the head teacher and to show that certificate to the head teacher, so that he could give him the 6 months leave. And he also asked him to get a reference letter from his maths teacher, Mr. Koch. Now let's see what happened when he went to the school. So the next morning he went to the school along with that certificate which he got from the doctor. So the first person whom he met at the school was, of course, his maths teacher, Mr. Koch, okay. And he showed the certificate to Mr. Koch, and he asked for a reference letter from him, to which Mr. Koch, he willingly gave Albert the reference he wanted. And he knew that what kind of a student he was. He was very bright, and he told him that Albert, immediately he was actually ready to go to a college or an institute, even if he did not have any diploma certificate. He was eligible to go and join the college. So that much bright he was in mathematics. So the next person whom he wanted to meet the next was, of course, the head teacher, that means the headmaster, the principal of the school. So he took that certificate along with that reference letter which he got from Mr. Koch, his maths teacher. He took both the certificates to the headmaster. But surprisingly, before he could enter the room, he was actually called inside the room by the head teacher, and he thought that the head teacher would be calling him to give some punishment because of his bad work and laziness inside the school. So he thought that he would get punishment from the head teacher. The moment he went inside, the head teacher assured him that he was not going to punish him, and he also told him that his work was terrible, and he was actually not prepared to have him any longer inside the school. Okay, so basically the head teacher called Albert Einstein to give him a TC, okay, because of his bad work inside the school. So Albert Einstein, the little Albert, he wanted to know what was his crime, and he asked the head teacher about that. And the head teacher, he told him that many teachers complained on Albert Einstein, and they said that his presence in the classroom made it impossible for the teacher to teach and for the other pupils to learn. Pupils means students, okay. So it was quite annoying because Albert Einstein's attitude and perception towards education was entirely different, okay. He was not good at memorizing things, and he also thought that remembering dates and years and all that, it was not called education. According to him, what was education? Education was to think and to have their own idea, okay. That was education according to him, not just memorizing the year and the dates and the wars and the battles like that. So because of this attitude, lots of complaints came against him, and it was very difficult for the other students also to learn, where he asked so many questions, okay. So he was called a rebel. Rebel means always acting oppositely, always acting against someone, okay. That is called rebel. So the principal, the head teacher, told Albert that he was a constant rebel inside the classroom, and because of this he had to be expelled from the school. Now Albert, the little Albert, he started thinking about the certificate which he had in his pocket. Okay, with a lot of struggles he got the certificate to go out of the school, and now the school was actually sending him out of the school. Okay, so he was feeling very awkward. That was a very embarrassing situation for him, and actually he wanted to tell the principal, to tell the head teacher what he thought about the school. Okay, he was very much tempted to tell that man what he thought of him and what he thought of his school also. But then he stopped himself, and without speaking any other word, he just walked out of the room. So he went to his house. House means the room where he was staying. So he went there, he packed all his bags, and he did not think to say goodbye to anyone there, because he did not like anybody in his neighborhood. The only person whom he liked in Munich was his friend Yuri. So he went to Yuri and he said goodbye. And Elsa was also not there at that time because she was in Berlin. In Berlin only her parents were staying, so she went there, and he did not have anybody else to say goodbye. Okay, so Yuri also, he was very happy for him, even though he was going to miss his friend, but nevertheless his friend was happy, so he just said goodbye and good luck. And he also said that you are going to a wonderful country, I hope you will be happier there. So he just expected Albert Einstein to be happy, at least in Milan, where his parents were staying. So there ends the lesson, children. So here we learnt a small incident of Albert Einstein's school days, how he was as a student. So here we can understand that his theory of education was entirely different from the theory of education of the other people. Okay, so he was not very much interested in learning and memorizing the facts, because he was not able to. Okay, he could not memorize and keep any fact or incident in his mind. So education for him was a little difficult, a little difficult thing. And he was, the only subject which he liked in his school days was mathematics. Okay, and he also tried all the means to get out of the school. He also arranged a doctor to give him a certificate stating that he had a nervous breakdown. Why? Only to get rid of the school. Okay, only to go out from the school. But the certificate was also useless, because his head teacher asked him to leave the school, because they did not want a rebel to stay inside the school and to spoil the school. Okay, so this is a small incident, this is a small chapter, a small episode from Albert Einstein's school days. I hope you understood this, children. Now let me tell you some meanings. Let's see the glossary, children. So the first word is sarcasm. Sarcasm means mock in an insulting way. Okay, mock பண்றது, கிண்டல் பண்றது in insulting way. Next word is disgrace. Disgrace means shame. This word you can find on page number 26. Even sarcasm you can find on page number 26. See the first line. The history teacher said the history teacher with heavy sarcasm. That means in a very mocking way, insulting Albert Einstein. Next, in the third paragraph, you can see the last line. You are a disgrace. I don't know why you continue to come. So disgrace means shame. So you are a shame to this school. I don't know why you continue to come. So these words are said by the history teacher to Albert Einstein. Now see the next word, cheer. On the same page you can find on 4th paragraph, you can find the first line. 4th paragraph, first line. Going back to his lodgings did not cheer him up. Lodging means the place where he lived. Okay, he did not cheer him up. Cheer means make happy. So did not cheer means did not make him happy, because that place was also very noisy, very clumsy, and very the neighborhood which was very violent. See the next word, duels. In the same on the same page, last paragraph, second line, you can see not to fight any more duels. Duels means fighting with weapons. Okay, fighting with weapons. Now see the next word, glumly. Glumly you can find on the next page, page number 27, the first line. I doubt it, said Albert glumly. Glumly means in an unhappy way. In an unhappy way. Okay, I hope you are marking these words in your book, children. Please do that. Next word is wailing. Wailing means crying. This word you can find on page number 27 apart from books. Okay, in that paragraph, the third line you can find, that's wailing gets on my nerves. So this is crying. Okay, wailing means crying, shouting. So this line is said by the landlady. She expressed that she disliked the sound of the noise of violin, which was played by Albert Einstein. Okay, on the next line you can find howling. Howling. Howling means crying or shouting. So with all the kids howling. Howling means here who was howling? The kids of the landlady were howling. Okay. Next word you can find on the same page, the last line you can find nervous breakdown. Nervous breakdown means it is a mental illness where you get severe depression or stress. Okay, please mark it, children. Nervous breakdown means it is a mental illness which could cause severe depression or stress. Yes, now the next word is reluctantly. You can find this word on the next page, page number 28, the second paragraph, second line. Okay, rather reluctantly. Reluctantly means unwillingly. Please underline and write unwillingly. See the next word on the same page, it is high spirits. Okay, certainly he had lost his high spirits. Underline pare. So high spirits means having a cheerful behavior. That spirit is called high spirit. Okay, high spirits. That means very happy and cheerful. Okay, children. Please underline and write the meaning. Now let's see some other words, children. See, here it is not a word. See the first one. Try to pull the wool over someone's head. Okay, this phrase you can find on page number 28, last the last second last paragraph. Don't try to pull the wool over his head. So this is an idiomatic expression, children. This is an idiom. Okay, the meaning of this idiom is try to fool someone. Okay, adavadhu Tamil we say kaadula poo sutra. Okay, so that means what? You are actually not covering the ear with the flowers, but this is just a saying, this is just an idiom to say that you are fooling someone else. Okay, so idhe da English liyo. Try to pull the wool over his head means try to fool someone. So this sentence is said by his friend Yuri. Okay, he said that when you go and meet the doctor, don't try to pull the wool over his head. Don't try to fool him. Don't try to pretend in front of him that you have got the nervous disorder. Okay. See the next word, briskly. This you can find on page number 29. Briskly, the doctor said briskly. That means energetically, very actively. Okay, in a very active manner. Next word is pretend. On the same page, the last line you can see pretended. But he pretended he had. Okay, that means acted. If I say that I just closed my eyes and I pretended that I was sleeping, that means simply I was acting to sleep. Okay, next word is puzzled. This you can find on page number 30. Puzzled, last Albert was puzzled. Okay, what did the teacher mean? Puzzled means confused. Okay, please underline and write confused. Next word is dazed. On the same page, the last line you can see dazed. Dazed means unable to think or react. Okay, so when Albert came to know that he, when the head teacher told him to leave the school, what Albert Einstein said? He said, leave school now. repeated Albert, dazed. That means he was not able to react, okay, because he didn't expect that from the head teacher. Now let's see the next word. Mincing. Mincing, this word you can find on page number 31, the second line. The head teacher was not mincing words. That means he was not telling the thing in a refined or a polished way. Okay, he was being very rude in that. Next word is rebellion. On the next paragraph, you can see on the same page, next paragraph, you are a constant rebellion. Rebellion means a revolt, always talking against something. Okay, rebellion. Next word is miserable. Miserable means unpleasant. This word also you can find on the same page, and from last you can find on the third last paragraph. He walked straight on the paragraph next line par he had spent 5 miserable years. Unpleasant, the meaning of miserable is unpleasant or bad, very bad years, very unpleasant years he spent in the place. Which place? In the school. Okay, so 5 years he had been studying in the same school to get the diploma certificate. So that's it, children. We have come to the end of this lesson. I hope you understood everything, and there are some questions given on page number 31, so try to answer those questions. Okay, and I advise you to please read this chapter from the book. It will be very helpful and useful to you, children. And if any new word you come across, please try to find the meaning of that word. Okay, thank you, children. Have a nice day.